Mikel Arteta in the house. All right, guys, listen. Big shout out to Carl Weston, Greg G. Big shout out to Kez because I know you guys have been backing Mikel Arteta to be the Arsenal manager. And early hours into last night, obviously Manchester City was down in London to face Arsenal. So Mikel Arteta was staying at his mansion, and Vinay was down there, and so was Huss Fami, to talk about negotiating some kind of role in Arsenal. Now, it's probably going to be a head coach, we know that. But this has been on the cards for a while. He was the leading candidate running up to before when Unai Emery was chosen. And the only reason why he didn't get the role was because Arteta wanted not the same kind of control that Wenger had, but he wanted more of a control. Because at that point, you know, a lot of things were happening with Sev Mislintat, and a lot of things were going on with them trying to bring in Edu. He wasn't at the club yet. So a lot of things happened, and Mikel Arteta didn't really get the vibes that he wanted. Everything he was asking for wasn't really met. Thus, the team went over and got Unai Emery in, and the rest is history. But I believe the fact that Vina is there is that they've laid out their cards on the table and said, okay, look, what do you need to make things work? Arteta's probably talked about those things in terms of him having more control over the club. And that control can stem from anything to being more of a presence in the transfer market. It could be being more transparent and having a say in the contract negotiations or in the transfer market. And maybe Arteta wants to be a part of that more rather than just sitting on the training field training players. Look, this isn't a guy who's just coming off the street trying to find his feet. Arteta found his feet in coaching a long time ago, and he's been really good at it. If anybody's watched the Amazon Prime Manchester City series, you'll know that David Villa, Mendy, De Bruyne, Raheem Sterling, all these players have talked about the biggest influence in them excelling at their game is Arteta. So that's something that we know. But everyone who's done their research into Arteta, we know that he's a fantastic tactical coach. Yeah, that's it. This is a guy, you know, he joined Arsenal in 2011 for 10 million. He made 110 appearances for us, which is quite a long time when you consider that I've been quoted to say he was our last best captain. Yeah? And when I talk about captain, I'm talking about being a leader on the field, becoming a club captain for 2 years. And remember, he was recognized and greatly respected as a leader throughout the squad. He was the reason why we went up to Manchester City and won 2-0 at the Etihad. That was a big change because he turned around. The players were frustrated because Wenger was getting everybody to bomb forward, wing backs bombing forward, everybody bombing forward, and we were just getting exposed on the counter-attack. We were blown out at the Emirates 3-1 by Chelsea. Arteta turned around to the guys and said, look, if you guys want to do something about this, we need to change the way how we approach this. He held a players meeting before the Manchester City game, and he implemented some tactics in the team. Wenger knew about this, but he implemented some tactics in the team. And what happened? Arsenal went down to the Etihad and won 2-0. And not only was it a shock for the fan base, but the players actually bought into that, and I think a lot of that led to the down spiral of why people just didn't trust Wenger anymore, because Wenger had lost. He was out of touch with football, and from that game, people realised at that point Wenger needed to go, and it needs to be changed over to someone with new, fresh ideas. And for all intended purposes, we thought that that was Arteta. And actually, it didn't work out that way. He's worked years under Wenger. He's worked years under Pep. Arguably, two of the greatest managers in our day. And I think Arteta would be the man to do that. And look, he's 37 years old. He's at the right age. And I personally just think that you got to get the deal done. I really do. This could be a really good thing for Arsenal fans. He's just an authoritarian. He won't accept any crap. He just won't. And I think that we need to get this done for the greater good of the fan base. We have won one game in our last 11. I mean, I was at the Emirates Stadium and I was talking to people in my section. Shout out to Michael, shout out to Peter, shout out to Dan. And I just said to them, guys, I don't know when our next win is going to come from. I really don't. I looked at the calendar, I looked well into next month and next year, and I couldn't see where our next win was going to come from. I couldn't tell you where the 3 points was going to come from. And the players are talking about they're trying and they're fighting. Well, some of them are fighting and some of them are trying. But they're doing it without any help, any coaches, any tactics. Again, in my video on Sunday after the Man City game, I talked about how Fred's got no help. You know, Unai Emery had 5 coaches working for him. Fred's got Per Mertesacker. That's it. There's 2 coaches that are trying to get this team at the level to compete in the Premiership. And they have limited experience. Now, call it what you will, but that is not a recipe for a success. And Freddie is just about holding it together with string and a bucket of water. Yeah? At some point, the front office need to pull the trigger. So well done for them pursuing this, and hopefully we'll be able to get some good news in. I think it's a positive move. And as I said, Arteta went straight into coaching, and him and Pep Guardiola met at Barcelona a long time ago when Arteta was just starting his career at the academy. So you know, he's had that long lesson and long build up and the relationships he's built, and I think he'll be able to go out there and get some really good, decent players as well in the transfer market. I think that's why he probably would want to be a part of that. But they've enjoyed fantastic levels of success, Manchester City, over the years, and why not take a little bit of that pie to try and bring that formula over to Arsenal? Why not? What is wrong with that? There's absolutely nothing wrong with that whatsoever. So I applaud that wholeheartely. And right now, I just want to get the club to a point where they get this deal done. Arteta's got a credible work ethic. He's a special talent to analyse what's going on the field and find the solutions to fix it as well. I mean, these are some things that the club needs right now. So hopefully we can get the deal done. That's it from me, guys. Big shout out. Like and subscribe. Let me know what you guys feel in the comment section below. And we'll pick this one up later. Hopefully in the next 40 hours, we'll hear some news of a new manager. Speak to you guys later, man. Peace out.